Everyone loves a wedding. The excitement of being on the cusp of a new beginning, the declaration of unity, family and fidelity, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and health, till death do them part. It is the culmination of a beautiful love story which spreads generosity, hope and joy around the whole community. When Sahar and Teardad got married last month, there was all this and more, because this was a wedding with a difference. Let me tell you their story. When Sahar and Teardad first met, there was an immediate spark. To their surprise, they soon discovered they were from the same country. Both having converted to Christianity, they had both faced persecution that had forced them to flee, which is why they arrived in the UK as scared asylum seekers, afraid for their lives. They found themselves allocated to temporary hotel accommodation in a small town in Berkshire. Both began attending not only the same church, but the same English language classes. Soon they realised they had fallen in love and they decided to get married. They put in an application to the Home Office and Registry Office and waited. Eventually they couldn't wait any longer. There were rumours that asylum seekers were being relocated, and so they'd asked the church if they could be married in the sight of God as soon as possible. The church, the local radio station and the West Berks Action for Refugee charity swung into action. They organised the food, flowers, dress, tuxedo, bouquets, celebration meals, chair decorations, confetti, cake, makeup, music, sparkling non-alcoholic wine, portrait photos and more. Everyone was well aware of the urgency and worked together to make sure this ceremony would be everything the happy couple could have hoped for. In the month before the wedding, Teardad was informed that he would be sent to the Bibi Stockholm, the controversial, unsafe and soul-destroying barge that the government commissioned to represent their tough stance on asylum. The week before the wedding, they got the news that Sahar was being transferred to one hotel and Teardad to somewhere else. The wedding went ahead anyway. It was conducted in English with Farsi translation from a member of the local church. The washing up was done by a team from a neighbouring church. Everyone put on their best outfits and came together to celebrate with this special couple. There was dancing, food, a speech, Iranian marriage customs and a beautiful video. 2 days later, and just a week before Christmas, coaches came to the hotel to move all the asylum seekers. Once again, the local community rallied around Teardad and Sahar. Could they be kept together? As the bus came, Teardad's name was called, but he took a risky stand, refusing to go without his wife. In the last 3 weeks, the new couple have been moved 3 times, always together, but far from the community where the wedding day came together. There are many asylum seekers like Sahar and Teardad who wake up each morning not knowing if they'll be relocated, detained, separated from friends and loved ones, or sent back to the dangers they once fled. While many communities are going out of their way to show generous hospitality, there is a growing realisation that the UK systems and policies are not as compassionate. Here at Sanctuary Foundation, we are so grateful for all you are doing to help the small number of refugees who end up in the UK. With your help, we're calling on the government to create fairer, faster assessments for asylum seekers that enable them to rebuild their lives with the dignity they deserve.